Losing 8-2 to Bayern Munich was not as bad as losing 4-0 to Liverpool.
Now, just overall, Barcelona went trophyless. They lost the La Liga title to Real Madrid and failed early in the Copa del Rey, getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. However, in the Champions League, it was initially looking promising, with them topping their group that contained Borussia.
No, shit was ass. As to how the fuck we topped this group, I genuinely don't know.
Into Milan and Slavia Prague. And then the round of 16, where Barcelona had to face Napoli, they took care of them with ease pretty much, winning 4-2 overall in aggregate. However, with COVID-19 plaguing the world, the Champions League was put on a halt until August 2020, where this edition of the tournament was set to be played in a playoff bubble sort of format in Portugal, where there would only be one game ties instead of two-legged affairs, and Barcelona had to play Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals.
I had no hope for Barcelona beating Bayern Munich. I was like expect like 4-0.
This match did not go down.
I was expecting like 4-0 to be honest.
Well at all. First in the fourth minute, Thomas Muller had so much space in the box to shoot, which he did and scored against Bayern an early 1-0 lead. However, 3 minutes later in the 7th minute,
Losing 8-2 is crazy though.
Alaba had one of the craziest own goals I've ever seen to level the tie for Barcelona 1-1. Then in the 22nd minute, after Barcelona got a couple of chances, Perisic would score an absolute dagger with his left foot to restore the 2-1 lead for Bayern Munich. And then Gnabry would add another one 5 minutes later in the 27th minute to make it 3-1. And speaking of 3-1, in the 31st minute, see what I did there? Because of 3-1, 31, huh? Thomas Muller would score from his near post run to make it 4-1. Yeah, as you can see, things were getting ugly. And it got even uglier in the second half. Because although Luis Suarez would grab one back from Barcelona in the 57th minute, Fonzie would absolutely dance his way past the main in the 63rd minute, completely embarrassing him, and would low cross it to Kimmich, who tapped it in to restore a 3-goal cushion for Bayern Munich. Then Lewandowski would make it a 4-goal cushion in the 82nd minute by making it 6-2. And after that, the man who Barcelona let go out on loan to Bayern Munich, Coutinho, ended up biting Barcelona back in the butt. Barcelona, why would you not insert the clause that doesn't allow a player that's out on loan to play against their parent club? Barcelona's front office was in shambles, and I'm not talking about no Trafalgar Law. If you know, you know. Because in the 85th minute, Coutinho scored a good goal, and then would add another one in the 89th minute to make it 82. You heard me correct. Barcelona lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League with the whole world watching 8-2. These motherfuckers balled into Roma, balled into Liverpool, and got demolished by Bayern Munich in back-to-back-to-back fashion. Being a Barcelona fan during those times must have not been easy. But you know what? Shit happens. You can only make sure that you come back stronger.
I am so glad that we were on lockdown, or I was so glad I am so glad I wasn't in school, because oh fuck no, if this game happened and then I had to go to school the next day, oh fuck no, I would not, hell no, fuck no.
Next season. And that's what Barcelona
I would not have gone to school. I would have skipped out for the next 2 weeks, bro. Oh hell no. I'm so glad. That's the only positive thing I would take away from this game, is that it happened while we were in quarantine and we didn't have to go to school.
Season. And despite winning the Copa del Rey, they didn't really do much else. They got third in La Liga.
This season was no better.
This time with Atletico Madrid winning it, with Bartomeu, the head of Barcelona at the time, allowing Luis Suarez to join Atletico, and he helped them win the La Liga title for the first time in forever. This guy Bartomeu was so brain dead, bro. I'm glad Laporta is in instead of him, because he's way better. But back to topic, although they went through in the round 16 of the Champions League, they finished.
Dude, these kids were so nice, bro.
Because he's way better. But back to topic.
Like, this home kit was pretty good, in my opinion at least. But and these black kids, oh my gosh, so fucking clean.
Round 16 of the Champions League, they finished second place in their group this time, falling behind Juventus, who topped the group in their place. Because Juventus beat Barcelona 3-0, which meant that they won out on the head-to-head. And also, Weston McKennie scored a belter volley in that game. The streets will not forget. But anyways, with Barcelona finishing second, they had to face PSG in the round 16. And at home, they got absolutely smoked by PSG in the first leg. Because although Barcelona went up 1-0 first due to a Messi penalty, killed Mbappe bagged a hat-trick after that. An incredible hat-trick at that, by the way. And PSG would eventually win 4-1. So even though Messi scored an absolute banger in the second leg away from home in Paris for Barca, PSG would end up winning 5-2 in aggregate. And Barcelona would be knocked out of the Champions League. But no need to fear, because the 2021-22 season.
Okay. Oh man. All right, we're here already. Fuck. All right.
Here. And this season, Barcelona would finish second in the league to Real Madrid. Oof, that's not good. And no, they also got knocked out early in the Copa del Rey.
What did this say? Oof, they also had to let Messi go They also had to let go of Messi due to financial reasons. I forgot to mention that somehow.
That's not good. And no, they also got knocked out early in the Copa del Rey this time in the round 16.
Dude, it's always against fucking Bilbao. I'm getting annoyed with that.
Good. Okay, what about the Champions League though? They got sent to the Europa League. What the hell? They couldn't beat up Benfica in the group. Are we dead at right now?
Are you serious right now, bro?
Barcelona, the Europa League. I remember thinking at the time when this happened that this was utter woke nonsense. But anyways, if you're in the Europa League, you might as well try to win it. And Barcelona were trying. I mean, in the round 32 against Napoli, despite only being able to muster up a 1-1 draw at home at the Camp Nou in the first leg, they won away to Napoli and won in remarkable fashion, winning 4-2 and making the round 16, where they would have to play Galatasaray. And after failing to win at home again, this time drawing to Galatasaray 0-0 in the first leg, they went away to Galatasaray in Istanbul and managed to win 2-1 and make the quarterfinals. But Barcelona were set to play Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, Frankfurt were a scary side this season, but Barcelona still managed to secure a 1-1 draw away from home in the first leg to make sure that they can come back home to the Camp Nou and win and qualify and make the semifinals. But it didn't feel like the Camp Nou, because Eintracht Frankfurt fans...
I still can't believe this shit happened, bro. Not only the fact that we're in the fucking Europa League, like, when the final whistle blew against Bayern Munich and the commentators said that Barcelona was going to go into the Europa League, I genuinely fell into depression, bro. Because I'm like, there's no way that Barcelona, FC Barcelona, is in the Europa League. There's no way. And then, 2022 came along, had to accept it, right? And then seeing how we were doing in the Europa League up to this point, it was pretty good. But what the fuck is this? I still can't believe this happened. How the fuck did this happen? Okay, let me calm down. I'm sorry, because, bro,
I got the majority.
Whoever sold their ticket, bro, I blame you. You're not a Barcelona fan. I don't care.
The tickets, and there were like 30,000 of those guys in there. It literally felt like a home game for Frankfurt when I was watching this. And Frankfurt destroyed Barcelona, pretty much beating them 3-0 by the time the 90 minutes were up. Barcelona got 2 injury time goals, but Frankfurt already won the match by then. And they ended up winning the Europa League as well, while Barcelona got knocked out by them in the quarterfinals. Sad. But listen, the Europa League, Barcelona were never going to play in that competition again. It's time to look forward to the 2022-23 season in the Champions League. Barcelona were looking good, man. They won La Liga after some time of not winning the league, and they even won the Supercopa de España. All that was left was an elusive Champions League trophy that kept avoiding them. But I'm sure this time they can go far and...
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Barcelona to win the Champions League this season. This is before, like, the first game happened. This is before the fucking groups were made. Like, no. I had to be realistic. It's just like, there's just no way.
Hey, yo, what the hell? They finished third place together in their group? Oh, hell nah, bro. These guys went back into Europa League football. Listen, if you're in the competition, you might as well try to win it, like I said before. The action in round 32.
This
got knocked out by Manchester United out of all.
How did we lose to Man United? How did we lose to Man United? I genuinely don't know.
Teams just washed aside, and they lost 4-3 on aggregate.
Boy, ain't no wait, boy. Boy, ain't no wait, boy.
But it's time to let bygones be bygones. We gotta look into the future no matter how bleak the present seems. And it's time to look at Barcelona's 2023-24 season. Surely something promising can come out of this campaign, right? Well, it failed to win the league title to Real Madrid. So
it was so weird. It was like the opposite. We did much better in the Champions League. We did much better in the Champions League in 23-24, but domestically we were ass. But then in 22-23, domestically we were good, but European-wise, we were in the Europa League. We didn't even make it to the round of 16 of the Europa League.
And they also failed to win the Supercopa de España and the Copa del Rey. But there was hope in the Champions League this time, because Barcelona finally beat the Europa League curse and finished on top of the group to make it through to the round of 16, where they would face Napoli for like...
This was crazy, bro. The only reason we finished first was because we beat It was because of the head-to-head against Porto. That's the only reason why we finished first. Crazy. Like, Barcelona, like, at this point I was just like, we're not winning the Champions League.
16, where they would face Napoli for like a quadrillion time, I swear to God. And they ended up getting past them somewhat simply 4-2. Then
I was so happy that day, bro.
they would face Napoli for like a quadrillion time, I swear to God. And they ended up getting past them somewhat.
I was so happy. I remember when Barcelona beat Napoli to reach the quarterfinals, I skipped class, bro. I just skipped class. I went to the beach, bro, and got some Jollibee afterwards, bro. Great day.
Simply 4-2. Then in the quarterfinals, they had to face PSG also for like a quadrillion.
This is where like I was actually hopeful. I'm like, okay, because at this point we were building like momentum. Like at the start of 2024, Barcelona was in absolute fucking shambles, and it wasn't until it was when like after like Xavi said that he was gonna step down as manager at the end of the season, Barcelona just started playing better, and we just kept building up momentum from that point onwards.
But things were looking
And then
promising
against PSG, I was very hopeful.
on Barcelona's end, because although their old player Ousmane Dembele scored a second half goal and celebrated against them, and Vitinha also scored against them, Rafinha scored a well-deserved brace in that game, and Christensen
Yes,
also
sir.
got the winner in the 77th minute to have Barca escape from
Like
Paris.
literally after this, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we needed
Barca won
this.
away against PSG. This was crazy, and the start to the second leg was even better, with Rafinha scoring in the 12th minute to make it 4-2.
Yup.
This could be the one. This could finally be the year where Barcelona wins the
Okay, I wasn't going this far, but you know.
Champions League. But then Ronaldo Araujo fouled the PSG attackers a last man and got sent off. Are you taking the fucking piss, Araujo? What are you doing? The Xavi was pissed off too. So pissed that he got himself sent off. And from here on, PSG ran away with it. And Barcelona capitulated once again. First, Ousmane Dembele scored against Barcelona again in the 40th minute. Vitinha scored in the 54th minute. And Bobby would bag his penalty in the 61st minute to help PSG take the lead. And he would get lucky with his 89th minute goal to put the final nail in the coffin as PSG won the second leg for.
But yeah, I was supposed to believe that Ter Stegen was the problem here. Like, especially in this last goal. How are you going to blame Ter Stegen for conceding this? Like, what more was Ter Stegen supposed to do here?
And the overall quarterfinal tied 6-4. And guess what? This PSG side was managed by Luis Enrique. Their ex-manager came back to haunt them. That's wild. But anyways, another ball job by Barcelona. Surely it can't get worse than this, right?
It can.
Because the 20
Okay, don't say it gets worse, bro.
for 25 season, things did not pan out the way that Barcelona wanted. But not domestically though, because Barcelona actually did a domestic treble. They won the La Liga title by 4 points against Real Madrid, well done to them. And with Lamine Yamal showing off why he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best one already, Barcelona absolutely smoked Real Madrid.
No.
They destroyed them in Saudi Arabia for the 2025 Super Copa de España, beating them 5-2, beating them in their La Liga games both by hefty margins, including 1-4-0, and then the Copa del Rey final, despite Pedri scoring first in the 28th minute, they seemed like Real Madrid would win the final with Mbappe scoring the 70th minute after coming off the bench, and Chouameni scoring a well for like the winner in the 77th minute. But then Ferran Torres scored a crazy long shot with the goalie coming out of the net in the 84th minute, and Koundé scored
I don't know what Courtois was doing there.
got them extra time in the 116th minute to make it 3-2 and allow Barcelona to complete their domestic treble. Now all that was left in the 24-25 season for Barcelona was the real treble, and for that they would have to win the Champions League. And truly this season did feel like it. It really did. With this Champions League campaign introducing the new league phase, Barcelona really enjoyed it, with them winning 6 out of the 8 games.
We should have beat. I've been saying this, bro. I was like, we should have beat. We should have beat Atalanta in the last game, because had we beat Atlanta, we would have finished first. Meaning, instead of Liverpool playing PSG, we would have played PSG in the round of 16. And I truly believe. I know this is crazy, me saying this, especially knowing that Barcelona lost to PSG recently. But like, I feel like if we would have played PSG at that time, because PSG beating Liverpool, that was the switch for them. I feel like if it was us instead of Liverpool, I think we could have beat them. I think so. Now, obviously, if we would have played PSG in the final, we would have fucking lost. But if we had played them in the round of 16, I think we would have beat them at that point in time.
Losing 1 and amassing 19.
Because PSG knocking out Liverpool, that was like the switch. That was the turning point for them. That was pretty much the turning point.
points, which meant that they finished second place and got to skip the
But yeah.
straight into the round of 16, where they would have to play Benfica. But with Rafinha's great goal in the 61st minute in the first leg away from home, and then the Rafinha and Yamal combo duo shown.
Also, we would have had our full squad healthy. We would have had Balde. We would have had Kunde. Like, everything was like, I think it could have went our way.
The second leg, Barcelona.
But obviously that didn't happen.
Ended up winning 4-1 on aggregate and made the quarterfinals, where they had to play against Borussia Dortmund. And the first leg was a piece of cake, with a new front three of Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Yamal all cooking. And each of them scored with level.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
4-0 against Dortmund in the first leg. And although Garassi did provide a scare in the second
leg,
leg,
the second leg, I was genuinely shitting bricks, bro, because there is no way. I was genuinely thinking there's no way Barcelona is like bottling this right now.
The goals from the first leg were enough for Barcelona to secure a 5-3 win on aggregate and make the semifinals. The first time Barcelona
I was like, hell no. There's no way. Because Dortmund scored like a fourth goal that was ruled out offside. Dude, when they initially scored, I was like, there's no way, bro. I was just like, there's no fucking way. There's no way Dortmund's pulling this off right now.
18-19 season. Like I said, this truly felt like Barcelona's time, especially with Rafinha and Lamine Yamal both having Ballon d'Or level seasons. And with the magisterial pedigree behind them too, it really felt like Barca had this one in the bag, especially against Inter Milan in the semifinals. But it was anything but that. In the first leg, it started off poorly for Barcelona, with Marcus Thuram scoring a back heel in the very first minute.
I don't know how.
For Inter. And then in the 21st minute, Dumfries was scoring a bicycle kick to make it 2-0 to Inter Milan away from home. But then
I remember, bro, this day I had to do a presentation. I had class this day, and literally when this game was happening, I had to do a presentation for my Mandarin class that I was taking. I was already nervous because I had to do a presentation in a language that I'm not really too familiar with, even though the presentation went smoothly. So I was like already nervous there, and then seeing Barcelona go 2-0 down against Inter Milan, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Ball show, with him dribbling past the entire Inter defense and curling the ball to the net to bring one goal back. And then Ferran Torres scored right in front of the net in the 30th minute to level the tie back up. And then in the second half, despite Dumfries scoring in the 64th minute, Rafinha's outrageous strike 1 minute later that would be counted as a summer own goal would level the tie up once again, and the first leg ended 3-3. Barcelona really wanted to win that first leg at home, but a draw isn't a bad result. All they had to do was beat Inter Milan to San Siro in the second leg, which was a tough task.
It was possible. I even said this in this before the second leg. I was like, it is difficult, but it's possible. It's possible.
But with the players that Barca had, it was doable. But the second half started off poorly, just like the first, with Lautaro Martinez, who was playing through an injury, scoring in the 21st minute, and Çalhanoğlu scoring from the spot to make it 2-0 in the second leg. But in the second half, Barcelona woke up, and Eric Garcia scored in the 54th minute, while Dani Olmo bagged a goal of his own in the 60th minute to make it 2-2. And then in the 87th minute, Rafinha did a madness and scored from a rebound the quickest, and it seemed like he just sent Barcelona to the Champions League final to face PSG. This was his moment. This was him securing the Ballon d'Or. Until Barcelona capitulated again in the 9+3 minute, and Acerbi scored to level the tie and send the game to extra time. That's right, Barcelona balled it. But look, they still had extra time. They could still win this match. Okay, no. Vertesi scored an extra time, and Inter Milan would win 4-3 and go to the Champions League final in their place. Barcelona had another ball job in the Champions League. I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this one up. These guys are genuinely cursed. But can Barcelona break this curse? Okay,
can we stop throwing the word bottled? It's like, when I think of the word, when a team bottles it, I'm talking about like, they're winning by like 2 or more goals, and then they still end up losing. That's what I think of bottling. Not winning by 1 goal and then...
I mean, maybe, but they just lost at PSG 2-1 at home because of that suicidal high line that Hansi Flick keeps deploying. So probably not, but if they do win, it'll be because of this video. Since Jigsbutu by strike again. This shit. I guess you're welcome, Barcelona fans. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on Barcelona's ball job / curse to the Champions League? Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to follow my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and join the Discord community.
It's terrible. I don't ever want to fucking experience this ever again, bro. So yeah, this season, it was promising after we beat Newcastle, but the PSG game, I think, really gave Barcelona a reality check, and I don't know. as things stand currently, I don't think Barcelona is going to win the Champions League this season. I don't. It's like, I just don't think this team is just capable enough. Things really do need to change if we're going to win the Champions League again. Yeah, that's all I can really say. All right, that's I think.
Bad little bitch gon' roll my dough. We back on Mars, we moving slow. Little nigga better pay up what you owe. And he got it for the gram, he don't use that pole.